Oh, crazy?
Don't mind if I do.
Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of Last Epoch vs. PoE 2, I guess. I have been streaming every day and been asked ad nauseum, hey, what do you think of what's happening on PoE 2? What's your take on the game? What does this mean for Last Epoch? And I made the decision that I didn't want to make all these videos and go crazy into the drama farming of the situation. But I've been asked so much that I thought I would make kind of like this timeline video today and talk about the current opportunity that Last Epoch has. And to understand what has truly happened, we're going to go into story time. Okay, I hope you're all ready for story time. This shouldn't be a crazy long video. Okay, back in February 27th to be exact, launch trailer for Tombs of the Erased. And I remember this day very specifically because I was literally on the mountain snowboarding. I took my 9-year-old for the first time. She wanted to learn how to ski, and my phone was going crazy while I was snowboarding. So we missed this whole launch. But either way, they put out their trailer. They talk about new skill MTX that's coming, and they're going to give away 5 of these skill MTX for free and give you a border. They talk about supporter packs, lots of buzz. People are going crazy over the April 2nd launch for Last Epoch Tombs of the Erased. So much so that EHG invested in this awesome cinematic trailer breaking down all the overarching high stuff that is coming. And they garnered almost 3 million views on this trailer. Now, EHG being a smaller indie, some people consider them a AA company. 3 million views on a gameplay trailer for them is crazy, okay? So we've got the release date, April 2nd. This gives us plenty of time because this is announced end of February, and you've got insane views and hype on your trailer. So stuff is looking good. I'm making videos. Everyone's starting to cover Last Epoch. The hype was real, or I guess is real. Grinding Gear Games comes out and drops an announcement. Path of Exile 2, Dawn of the Hunt Update 020 is dropping 4/4. So 2 days after the launch of the highly anticipated Tombs of the Erased from Last Epoch, which was just like, man, felt like a sucker punch. It felt like a drop kick your little brother off the cliff. Like it was, this is a really interesting time. This is a very interesting time. So we find out in March that they are dropping 4/4. This leads to this communication, which I've read this a few times, but I want to read it. I want to read it again. This is from the game director, creator of Last Epoch, Top Dog Judd. Hello, travelers. We recently learned that our friends in the ARPG space have chosen a release date. Our friends have made a decision to release date a couple of days after ours, which would divide the player base and hinder the success of Season 2. Our friends made a decision to divide players, which would hurt us, hinder our success. Last Epoch is still a smaller studio. We're the little guy in this space, and look forward to each of its launches as a way to continue to sustain the studio financially and work on things we are most passionate about. We're the little guy, and they've made this decision to hurt us financially. This is the craziest part of this. It is with a heavy heart that we are forced, literally, in the EHG post. It's forced. We have no choice to move our release date of Season 2 Tombs of the Erased to April 17th. All right? So you're following me so far. We're dropping April 2nd. Lots of hype. We're going to have awesome Twitch drops, trailers blowing up. GGG comes in and says 4/4, which forces EHG to move their date to April 17th. Moving on, we get the announcement and the marketing for Dawn of the Hunt. We find out we're getting the Huntress, tons of buzz, tons of people are excited about the Path of Exile 020 update. And that leads us to the patch notes. Now, the patch notes from Grinding Gear Games, people were like, holy crap, they nerfed the hell out of the game. And I mean, like, really nerfed it. Like, this garnered a video from me talking about my current minion build compared to what it's going to be. I mean, they not only obviously killed all meta progression as far as what builds are out there, but they just, I mean, you're talking, in some cases, the game is 90% slower. All right. They talk about some pretty fun Twitch drops that are coming, which make people happy. They release the plan for the coming launch, the times and everything that is going to drop. And then Path of Exile 2 drops, and holy moly, the fireworks, the party ended. Now, this is the actual current Steam charts from today for Path of Exile 2, Update 020, Dawn of the Hunt. And when you look at these Steam charts, you would say, dude, 246,000, that is pretty healthy. And know that we can't look at console numbers and we can't look at their launcher numbers. So we are only looking at Steam. I understand this is only one piece of the pie, but it is very telling. All right. So on December 8th, which is where this is, if I can't get my cursor, well, right here, December 8th is when they hit 578,000 concurrent players. So if you go December 8th to now 4/4, the highest they were able to put up was 246. So they shed on Steam 60% of their players did not come back to this patch. And every single day this is dropping. This number, the current players, fell to 102,000 yesterday. So not only did they lose 60% of their audience, the number is also not sustaining. It's certainly not growing. It is dropping day over day, which is normally what happens. But with a game like Path of Exile 2, that is not what we saw at game launch. Okay. Now, this does feel different. Okay. So all this buzz, players don't show up. But one thing about Grinding Gear Games is they have very loyal content creators. So whether they're on YouTube, whether they're on Twitch, hell, if they're on Kick, they're on X, like, they have a very loyal fan base of creators. And this is going to be a little warning. You have been warned. If you've got youngsters in the room, if you are watching this at work, this is your warning. When this video dropped, I was like, oh my goodness. The top creators for Path of Exile 2.
Dear GGG, you've made the biggest piece of shit ever designed in an ARPG. This game is currently worse than Wolcen, Diablo 4, Diablo 3, Diablo 9. Any fucking ARPG on the market is better than this piece of shit right now. This character is boring. The mechanics are shit. Like, I don't even understand why you took away the best parts of your game, which is build design and fucking progression, and made it into a fucking slogfest of you fighting a numbless fucking mind-numbingly fucking white monsters for fucking 30 seconds at a time. Like, it's fucking dumb. It is a dumb game.
Why does that not do damage? That's gotta be bugged, dude. I don't understand what is happening here. This is genuinely the worst, like, leveling experience throughout any ARPG I have ever had.
Damn!
This is fucking insane, dude.
It's just nothing does any damage, and I am full glass cannon. I pretty much just like, okay, let's get the most damage that I can, and I'll just try to not get hit. And the damage is really, really, really low. Like, we're talking about an arsonist takes about 15 hits to kill a normal white mob. Not like a big white mob, like a
15 13 hits to kill a normal white mob. Anyways, this video goes on for 16 minutes. I just wanted to show a couple examples at the beginning, and I will link it in the description if you want to see the top creators' reaction. In this video, it shows Rax, literally like a professional PoE2 player, played every class multiple times, practicing for the new season, died on the beach. Rax died in the first zone. Something else happened. Moving over to Steam for Path of Exile 2, something this game and the original game PoE 1, I don't know if it's ever been seen before. In its last 8,500 reviews, it is currently at a 44%, which brought down the overall review to now 77. It is now in the mostly positive category. And the game is getting just shredded on Reddit. I was going to pull up Reddit and I was like, no, that's like too much. But every post is just, it's on fire. Some of the reviews. So this is on Steam. I have no idea what they were thinking at this point. Dawn of the Hunt, everything feels like a total slog. Every boss fight is incredibly longer than it needs to be. Most of the skills do little to no damage. I understand they said they wanted it to slow the gameplay down, but I don't think even... But I don't think I will even make it 1 week in this league at this point. It just feels incredibly awful right now. If you can even get the game to run stable. I'm mad they made the game mode like Path of Exile 1 called Ruthless that was extremely slow and boring with very few item drops. They said it was a side project that wouldn't affect the game. Nobody played Ruthless mode in PoE 1 because it wasn't fun. Ruthless was the beta test for PoE 2. Path of Exile 2 is their vision of Ruthless as a standalone game. Not playing Ruthless 2.0, sorry. Garbage. Can't believe GGG killed PoE 1 for this. Play D4 or Last Epoch instead. And you could read hundreds, if not thousands, of these reviews. All right? So, you're caught up in the story. What does this all mean for Last Epoch? Now, I have learned at a young age, you should not throw stones when you live in a glass house. Okay? You should not throw stones if you live in a glass house. And EHG, you know, I know people think that I look at the game through rose-colored glasses, which maybe I do, but, you know, they had a disastrous 1.0. It took almost a full week to get Last Epoch stable and actually playable during their huge 264,000 concurrent hit for their game launch. And since then, that was season 0. Season 1 brought back about 75,000 players. And since then, they've had a consistent few thousand. And it's actually funny that they were sitting at 1,200 players when maybe it was less. No, 1,300 players when PoE 2 dropped. And now it's actually slowly going up. So people are saying, you know, the people that aren't having fun with PoE 2 have been jumping over to Last Epoch and playing it to get ready for the new update. But anyways, I am in a unique position, okay? Because I know what's coming. I've been playing update 1.2 season 2 for a few months now, and I know this update is great. Visuals are great. Combat is great. The new side zones are great. The Weaver is fun. You've got complete control over your own end game. You've got all the updates to the classes and the new skills, and man, Tombs of the Erased Season 2 just feels like an awesome game. So since I know the game is fun and the game update and season is awesome, this is where EHG is in a perfect position to capitalize. You've got them being the little guy stepped on by the big guy, and it's easy to root for the underdog. Them being forced to move their date. This already brought creators like Steel Mage and some other people saying, like, if it was between the two of them, I'm going to play Last Epoch. You then have an absolutely disastrous launch from PoE 2. You've got numbers starting to creep up in Last Epoch and on the Last Epoch Reddit, on their Discord, on their forums. Tons of people are like, dude, release it now. Release it now. We cannot wait. Please let us play. So you've got all this hype. You've got 3 million views on your trailer. And on top of that, I know that the update is awesome. So what I've been using the analogy on stream. It's a fast break. The game is tied. It's 5 seconds on the clock, and you literally just got to make the layup, or you got to dunk, or it's all on you. The servers have to work. Like, if there is anything, there's going to be some bugs, there's going to be some imbalance. Hopefully there's no dupes, but like, we all know there's going to be some stuff that happens, but the servers have to hold. I am thinking 150,000. I would be very happy at 200,000. Other people are saying, dude, the amount of hype, the amount of people that are waiting to play, they are going to smash their old record. It's going to be 300, 400,000. It is going to be massive. Now, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying 150, 200, I think, is realistic as far as concurrent players. Game sold about 2 million copies, and they've been there before. So I think that's a realistic number, but they've always had server problems. So the servers have to hold. They've got Twitch drops. They're going to have all the creators. The ball is in their court. They just now need to make the layup. So that's the video. Tombs of the Erased coming April 17th. Tomorrow we've got Talkative Tries podcast with EHG. On Friday, it is Tombs of the Erased, me and Frosty LaRue with EHG in the Town Portal podcast. That's going to be the patch notes Q&A stream, and we'll be answering questions about the patch notes. Patch notes are coming on the 11th, and then all the marketing and everything should be out in the world. And I'm so excited. We have Subathon 3 kicking off on April 17th. We have a brand new community hunt, Treasure Hunt 8. That sign up is in the Discord right now, and it's the last video. I'll link it at the end of this video if you want to do a fun event. I'm just so excited. We are 10 days away from this update. So that's the video. That's my thoughts. And by the way, I played PoE 2. It takes a lot to get me frustrated and walk away from my computer. And I know that sounds silly, but yeah, we played it, I don't know, 6-7 hours, and then we gave up. So for me, I just wasn't having a good time. I put 285 hours into Path of Exile 2 for their release, and my minion builds were all broken, so we couldn't play standard. We were playing Act 1, 7 times the servers crashed, and it was a disaster. And it just wasn't fun. So we stopped playing it. So right now we're playing Last Epoch every single day as we prepare for Season 2 and are just answering questions. So feel free to come by the stream on YouTube or Twitch. I'm done. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.